Listen to me very carefully because what I'm about to tell you is going to save every single entrepreneur watching this video from getting played for a fool. Whether you're currently paying a business coach $5,000 a month, whether you're about to wire 10K dough to a mastermind retreat in Cancun, or whether you've already spent $50,000 on courses that taught you nothing but how to buy more courses, this matters to you. I've been in business for 35 years. I built FUBU from sewing hats in my mom's house in Hollis, Queens, to a $6 billion global brand. I've sat on the Shark Tank panel for 16 seasons and heard over 10,000 pitches. And I'm telling you right now, the business guru industrial complex in 2026 has become more dangerous than any recession, any competitor, any failed product launch. These gurus aren't mentors, they're predators. And before I expose the exact 3 scams they're running that have bankrupted over 500,000 small businesses in the last 18 months and show you the one principle that saved my empire when I almost lost everything, I need you to do something. Hit that subscribe button right now. Smash it. Because if you're tired of being the customer while pretending to be the CEO, you need to be in this community. We tell the truth here. No fluff, no theory, just the same street smart strategies that took me from broke to billions. Now let's get into it. I didn't have a business degree when I started. I didn't have rich parents. I didn't have a network. I had a sewing machine, a dream, and a lesson that cost me my house to learn. The people who offer to teach you how to make money are usually the ones making money from you, not from doing the thing they're teaching. I've watched countless founders raise capital and immediately hand it over to a business coach who puts them on a proven system. I've watched single moms work 3 jobs to afford a $997 course that teaches them to just believe in themselves. I've seen it all. And I'm telling you, the biggest threat to your business in 2026 isn't the economy, it isn't the algorithm, it isn't the competition. It's the guru who just slid into your DMs promising you a 7-figure exit if you join their exclusive mastermind. Let me give you some numbers because numbers don't lie. The business coaching industry is projected to hit $20 billion in 2026. $20 billion. That's more than the entire venture capital invested in seed stage startups last year. You know where that $20 billion comes from? It comes from you, from small business owners, from founders who are scraping together their last dollars because some influencer in a rented Lamborghini told them the only thing between you and success is this $5,000 program. The average small business owner spends $8,700 a year on business coaches, courses, and masterminds. $8,700. That's more than most of them spend on inventory. That's more than they spend on marketing. That's money that goes straight into the guru's pocket while your business starves. But here's what makes this different from 5 years ago. Back then, you had some legitimate mentors, people who had actually built businesses, who had scars, who had failed and gotten back up. This time, the problem is manufactured authenticity. These gurus aren't former CEOs. They're former failed founders who discovered it's more profitable to sell the dream than to live it. They've never built a real brand. They've never managed a supply chain. They've never had to make payroll when cash was tight. Their business is selling you the idea of business, and they're brilliant at it. They've mastered the art of the vulnerable flex. They post about their struggles while standing in front of a private jet. They talk about transparency while hiding their real P&L. They sell you community while building a cult. Let me explain something to you about the power of broke, because this is the foundation of everything I built, but apparently nobody in the guru world wants to admit it. When I started FUBU, I couldn't afford to buy advice. I couldn't afford a coach. I couldn't afford a course. I had to figure it out by doing, by failing, by listening to customers, not coaches, by watching what sold, not what some expert said would sell. And that constraint, that inability to pay for answers, that was my greatest asset. It forced me to build real instincts, real pattern recognition, real business acumen. These gurus, they've taken that constraint and turned it into a product. They call it investing in yourself. They say the more you spend on education, the more you'll earn. But they're not selling education. They're selling consumption disguised as growth. They're selling you the feeling of progress while your business stays stagnant. When you buy a course, you get a dopamine hit. You feel like you're doing something. You're not. You're just poorer, and they're richer. Now, I'm going to tell you the 3 guru scams that are absolutely destroying small businesses in 2026. And I need you to listen like your mortgage payment depends on it, because it does. Scam 1, the proven system trap. This is the most dangerous one. A guru sells you a proven system for launching a product. It's a 47-step process. It includes templates, scripts, exclusive supplier contacts. They charge you $2,997 for it. You buy it. You follow it step by step and you fail. Why? Because the system wasn't designed for you to succeed. It was designed for you to buy. The proven system worked for them in 2019 when the market was different, when ad costs were 70% lower, when there were 1/10 the competitors, but they don't update it. They don't tell you that. They just keep selling it. And when you fail, they tell you you didn't execute correctly. The failure is your fault, not the outdated system. You're the problem. Meanwhile, they've made $2 million selling that same system to 700 other people who also failed. The system is the product. Your success is irrelevant. Scam 2, the mastermind mirage. This one hurts because it plays on your loneliness as a founder. You're grinding alone, you're scared, you're tired. A guru invites you to an exclusive mastermind for $5,000. You get access to a private Slack channel, you get weekly Zoom calls, you get to network with other founders. But here's the truth. Everyone in that mastermind is just as lost as you. They're all paying $5K to be there. They're all struggling. They're all pretending to be successful because they don't want to be the one who admits they're failing. It's an echo chamber of delusion. The guru facilitates it, takes your $5K and occasionally drops a mindset quote. Meanwhile, you spent money you could have used for inventory on a group chat where everyone is just as stuck as you are. Scam 3, the accountability scam. This is the most sinister. A guru charges you $1,000 a month for accountability coaching. They give you homework. They check in on you. They make you post your goals in a Facebook group, and you think, this is it. This will keep me on track. But here's the problem. They're not holding you accountable to profit. They're holding you accountable to activity. Did you post on Instagram today? Did you make a TikTok? Did you send an email? They're measuring motion, not progress. You could lose 10Ks in a month, and they'll congratulate you for staying consistent. Meanwhile, their business model is to keep you hooked on accountability so you keep paying them. They don't want you to succeed and fire them. They want you to stay small, stay scared, and stay subscribed. I know this because I've been inside these systems. I've been invited to the masterminds. I've seen the back end. And the thing that shocked me most of these gurus have never built a real business. They built a coaching business. Their entire net worth comes from selling courses, not from selling products. They don't know what it's like to manage inventory, to deal with a supplier who ghosts you, to handle a customer service nightmare, to make payroll when cash is tight. They're teaching you to build a business they never built themselves. Now, let me tell you what to do instead, because I'm not just here to expose the scams. I'm here to give you the principle that saved my ass when I almost lost FUBU in 1997. This principle is so simple, so basic that most people ignore it, but it's the only thing that works. It's called do the work yourself first. Here's what that means. Before you spend $1 on a coach, you need to spend 100 hours doing the thing yourself. Before you hire a social media manager, you need to post 100 times yourself. Before you pay for a course on Facebook ads, you need to lose $500 of your own money on Facebook ads. Why? Because that's how you build instinct. That's how you know when someone is selling you BS. That's how you develop the nose for what actually works versus what sounds good. When I started FUBU, I couldn't afford a sales rep. So I became the sales rep. I went to 30 stores a day. I got rejected 29 times. But that one yes, I learned what worked. I learned what store buyers wanted to hear. I learned how to pitch. When I finally could afford a sales team, I knew exactly what to train them on because I had done it myself. When I started, I couldn't afford a designer. I learned to sketch. I learned to sew. I made the first 100 pieces myself. When I finally hired a designer, I could direct them because I knew what worked. The gurus will tell you outsource everything. Focus on your zone of genius. Hire people who are smarter than you. That's luxury advice for funded startups. That's not bootstrapping 101. That's bankruptcy 101. Here's the bottom line. We are at a crossroads. We can continue down this path where founders spend $700 a year on gurus who sell them systems that don't work, masterminds that are echo chambers, and accountability that measures activity instead of profit. Or we can make a hard choice. We can stop buying advice and start building experience. We can stop paying for community and start building real relationships with customers. We can stop outsourcing our thinking and start developing our own instincts. But it requires you to reject the entire guru industrial complex. It requires you to be uncomfortable. It requires you to fail small and learn fast instead of buying your way out of the work. Now, let me tell you what you need to do, and I'm talking to you, the person watching this right now who's about to buy another course. First, cancel the purchase, get a refund. Second, take that $997 and spend it on inventory, on ads, on something that actually might make you money. Third, Go work for free for someone who has the business you want to build. Offer to help them for 30 days. You'll learn more in 30 days of doing than you will in 30 courses of watching. Fourth, and this is critical, subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell, because in my next video, I'm showing you the exact 30-day experiment I ran to rebuild my instincts after I realized I'd been listening to gurus instead of customers. The real one, the one that made me millions by unlearning everything I'd been taught. And I'm not naive. I know this video is going to piss off a lot of gurus. I know they'll call me out of touch. But you need to hear this. You need to wake up, because the only way you survive is by trusting yourself more than you trust someone who's selling you a dream they never lived. Let me talk to the founders who've bought courses before. I know some of you are thinking, but Daymond, I learned something valuable. And maybe you did, but what did it cost you? How much time did you waste? How much money? And could you have learned that same thing by losing $500 on a failed ad campaign and actually building the instinct? Be honest. We need successful founders to be honest about where their success came from. It didn't come from a course. It came from doing. It came from failing. It came from listening to customers, not coaches. And that honesty will save the next generation from the trap we fell into. Let me wrap this up, because I know I've thrown a lot at you. Here's what you need to remember. The Guru Industrial Complex is a $20 billion scam built on selling you systems that are outdated, masterminds that are echo chambers, and accountability that measures motion, not profit. If you keep buying advice from people who've never built what you're trying to build, you're going to go broke. But it doesn't have to be this way. You can trust yourself. You can do the work yourself first. You can build real instincts. You can build a real business. But it requires you to stop being a consumer of business advice and start being a practitioner of business. This channel is about telling you the truth about building real businesses, and the truth is you've been lied to by an entire industry. But I believe in entrepreneurs, I believe in the hustle, and I believe that when you stop trusting gurus and start trusting yourself, you win. Now, let me tell you what you need to do next. I want you to comment below with the last course you bought and how much it cost. Be honest. Let's expose the numbers together. I want you to share this video with one founder who's about to buy a 2,797 proven system. Save them. And I want you to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because in my next video, I'm showing you the exact 100-hour rule I use to master any business skill without spending a dime on coaching. If you're ready to trust yourself, if you're ready to stop being a customer and start being a CEO, if you're ready to build something real, then let's go. Smash that subscribe button, join this community, and let's build businesses that can't be killed by bad advice.